Hey, hugs everyone! This is a showcase video of the GlobalLab changes which came out for Awakening Lahn on the 8th of August 2025. Let's jump into it, shall we? The first change is about the Blade of Blood. They removed the stiffness on it for PvP. It is PvE only from now on. I personally don't really understand this change. Like, the scale was never part of our main CCs, but I will definitely miss those occasional rare CCs from it. What I can think about this skill is that they remove the stiffness on Blade of Blood, but they give it back on Ethereal Dance. Together with the KD, Ethereal Dance, aka the F landing, was pretty useless until now. Now let me show. The stiffness on it is full SA, which is awesome. Now the issue with the skill is that it says stiffness on first hit, knockdown on extra attack hits, but currently the skill has no extra attack hits, and as you guys could see, there was no KD happening after the stiffness. From my testing and how I see the skill, the stiffness comes from the landing motion, and currently nothing is happening on the attacking motion. So if they put the KD on it as well, which should be also a say, then this landing could easily become from the worst to one of the best, together with Morning and Fragnant, of course. I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. Let's see if the KD is also gonna be SA on it or not. I have a bit mixed feelings though, because since the class have stamina issues and I like having the flying for disengages. However, for occasional flying engages, this skill could be really awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, let's see what happens about it when it goes live. So next up, the skill which got changed is Deadly Dance. The skill got a plus 20 AP buff for 10 seconds. This AP buff is the same which you get if you use Eradication. They do not stack. What PA did here is that they were thinking on Deadly Dance core users, and I'm really glad for that, because I'm a Deadly Dance core enjoyer as well. And I actually made a forum post about this a couple months ago. So what happened is that the AP buff was on Taunting Death before, but they moved it to Eradication for some reason, probably because of PvE reasons, I'm still not sure. But with that, for PvP, they buffed Eradication core users, but nerfed Deadly Dance core users, which was really unfair in my opinion. Since this is the two cores that we are using, one of them got buffed for no reason, the other got nerfed for no reason. So I made a forum post about it, and I can only hope that my post did something about this. I'm really glad anyways. This is a big W for Deadly Dance core users. I'm really happy about it. The next change is about 3 skills: Deadly Dance, Mangler, and Bridal Despair. So what they did here is that they unified the dot from all 3 of these skills. We are getting 50 bleed damage every 1 second for 18 seconds. This is gonna be 900 damage over 18 seconds. In my opinion, with this, they actually made our dot somewhat useful, somewhat meaningful. Like before, they were totally useless. Like, it's nothing big, but I think we can expect some rare occasional kills with it. And I think this is especially good and a W for Deadly Dance core users, since in large scale, small scale, if we hit 5 people, then it's gonna be 4.5k damage right there. Also consider that the dot is applying on all hits, which just makes it especially nice. So I'm looking forward to it. As I said, it's nothing big, but It's nice. The next change is about Bloody Stride, AKR forward dash. What they did here is that they improved the linking from it to eradication and made it smoother. Let me showcase. It is real fast, right? Like, eradication is basically coming out with the same speed as the dash. It is basically part of the dash. Like before, there was a bit of a speed up of eradication, but that is nowhere anymore. It's gonna be really nice for eradication engages. I'm looking forward for this. Nice change. Also gonna show it with eradication core. Real fast. As a side note, with Daily Dance Core, the sound of eradication was bugged. That's why you guys couldn't hear it, but that is just a GlobalLab thing. And once more. Nice change. The last changes are about our rage skills, about the 10% eradication rage skill and the 25% bleeding hearts rage skill. Before, these rage skills were pretty useless because of the long windup, but now they removed those. So let's see how the skills looks right now. This was the 10% eradication rage skill. It is a KD. It is an unprotected KD though, which also locks you into animation. And this is when I can move. I personally doubt, and I don't think that I'm gonna use this too much, considering how many KDs we have in the kit anyways. It can be a nice backup KD for anyone who wish to use it. I don't think I'm gonna personally. And last but not least, let's see the rage version of Bleeding Hearts. So, the windup is gone. The animation of the skill is still slower than the normal Bleeding Hearts because of the rage effect. The skill locks you into animation the same way as normal Bleeding Hearts. You can cancel only after the first part. So no change in there. In my opinion, the rage version of this skill is actually gonna be usable and viable to use. Using the rage version gives a bit more damage. And what's the real big W of using the rage version, guys, is the plus 40 evasion buff for 20 cents for evasion enjoyers, as I am an evasion enjoyer as well. It's a real nice W. Occasionally gonna be nice to use. I'm looking forward to it. That is it, guys. The changes are nice and buffs overall, especially for daily lens core users, which I'm really glad for personally. However, the changes are not really impactful. I was personally expecting more meaningful changes, like there are no changes to camera turning or to the movement of the class. So with these changes, the class definitely not gonna get to the same level where it was before all the changes, but considering that the class is already still playable, with these changes it is gonna get slightly better, so I'm hopeful for the future of the class. And yeah, that is it, guys. See you on my Twitch and Discord, and much CuteLahnHugs, everyone.